Apologies for sounding like Vin Diesel, but there's nothing I can do. I've got some sort of chest infection. I think it's Ebola. This is the first digital watch I've ever bought, and it's quite annoying. It keeps going off every hour and it keeps beeping, but it's nice to know it's still there and it hasn't been nicked yet. My 25 squids Casio. Ugh. It's obviously not real gold, but it's not too bad. It shines quite nicely, but yeah, it feels like tin. I think it's brass and coated, so there's that. It comes on a nice rubber strap. It's got a nice PVD coated pin buckle, which is nice. It's not too bad. I'd rather have rubber than the bracelet on this one, which I'll get to in a minute. So you can light it up. You can't really see it lit up because there's a massive light on it already. As you can see here, I stopped it at 9 seconds. And then you can start the stopwatch. Wow. That's a nice feature to have. I'll put it back to the time, which isn't correct, but like all my other watches, they're usually not the right time anyway, so here's another one to add. But yeah, as I said, 25 odd squids, it was something around that region, and wow, what a watch. I really do enjoy it. I obviously don't prefer it over my analog watches. I would always prefer to have a traditional dial, but the digital's a nice change. I think I would wear it if I'm going somewhere where anything can be nicked. It's probably a good watch to wear in London, because if I get robbed with it on, the people robbing it will probably give it me back, so it's a good alternative to a Rolex. But yeah, a fun little watch. I wouldn't wear it too often, but one that's just a bit different. The brass gold is a bit shiny, but I kind of like it. It's a bit trashy. I'm not really one for gold. I mean real gold, but this is a different tier. Overall, quite nice. I would definitely recommend getting a Casio digital watch and adding to your collection. It's just good to have a bit of variation. So, really nice one to go for. This one is discontinued, so you can get it on Casio for quite a good deal. If you know a student, definitely get the student discount. Extra 20%, baby. Overall, pretty tight on the wrist, I must admit. Fits quite nice, got a 7-inch wrist, and yeah, pretty fancy. Now, this is the one I was after originally. This is the turquoise blue, or sometimes known as Tiffany blue. Apparently this watch was actually selling above retail on eBay at one point. It's definitely not now. I think they've got a lot of stock of them, so I bought it directly from Casio, and I didn't have to sign away my life like a Rolex and wait for about 2 years to get a watch. So it's quite a good buying experience, because you give them the money and they give you the watch. So overall, it's quite nice. It's not stainless steel case, it's actually coated brass. And then the stainless steel bracelet is okay. It obviously does let down the quality of the watch, but it looks nice, but it just feels horrible. But if you can get over that, then you've got some trashy flashy. You've got a fluted bezel, which is also quite nice, obviously fixed, but it's a nice addition. It looks a lot nicer than having a smooth bezel, in my opinion. But yeah, all of that doesn't matter. The dial is sensational, and wow. This watch cost me 30 squids, I believe, and what a bargain. You get such a lovely watch for that price, and I would buy it again. You've got a green on there. There's a green, purple, I think, and the green is lovely. I was umming and ahhing about the green, but I'm glad I went with a turquoise because it's a stunner. Links are a bit of a nightmare to take off of these. It's a different design. It's not like you've got a screw or a normal pin. These little balls in here, which you just wedge a flathead screwdriver. I did anyway. You wedge a flathead screwdriver in there, and then you have to push them out, and then you get some big pin things, and then you can replace them that way. It's quite a weird way of removing links, but saves costs, so On the wrist then, it is lovely. You would never be able to guess it's 30 quid unless you saw Casio. But, you know, I like it. It's not... It does look a bit flashy, but I know it's a Casio and I'm not trying to make it look like anything else. You might see an Oyster Perpetual, but it's not an Oyster Perpetual. But at least you can get one of these, so it's a good alternative. It feels okay on the wrist, but you can tell where they've cut costs and, you know, they've got to keep to a budget. But it is really, really nice. And honestly, definitely have a gander.